Hi, I'm Renee. And I already did this video. What was that? That better be the music. It is the music. Anyway, I already did an episode on this. Turns out my OBS didn't start recording. Thanks. Anyway, I had a little bit of talk before I started the video, which included like a little bit of Cliff Notes edition, what's going on in my life, but I'm not Cliff Notes, I talked about what's going on in my life. You get the Cliff Notes edition now because I am not going through that again. I have my grandpa's funeral tomorrow. Fair enough. Okay, that's fine. And then I bought some merch and I'm feeling swindled by my country. I hate how far away I'm from everywhere. It was expensive and the taxes are more expensive than the thing itself. And the fucking shipping. Then the merch itself was like 90 euros. I'm gonna have to pay. I probably paid over 200. And I am not happy. I am not happy. Anyway. That's the last time I'm gonna complain about it. Okay? The last time I'll ever mention it, it's out of my head now. I've got it out of my system. When the first living thing existed, I was there waiting. When the last living thing dies, my job will be finished. I'll put the chairs down on the tables. I'll bolster tables. I'll lock the door behind me as I leave. As I looked through the cafe's glass wall into the intense sky, I knew there was going to be trouble. Anyway, this is the last meal at Cafe Mori. Yeah. I have nothing else to say, that's just what it is. I wondered how long it would take. Would it hurt? Where would I end up afterwards? I heard Mori walk in. Death.
Good morning.
Good morning. Shall we?
Such a strange way of talking there. Very deep. And blah 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 blah. Anyway, we began taking the wood chairs even, off the tables, placing them down with care of two people who had done this 100 times before. It was as if everything was fine, just another day at the cafe at the end of the universe. As I put down the last chair at the corner of the West End, I turned to look through the other glass wall. I wondered, can I see it from here? I could, it turned out. The void. Appropriate. A magical tear in fabric of the universe, growing larger and larger with each passing moment. It was ancient, it was angry, and it was hungry. It's just a little hangry, okay? It looked like how I would imagine a black hole would look like. It moved slow enough that you wouldn't notice it moving as you stared at it. But, well, people were noticing it now. The cafe was empty of patrons at this moment, but I had a feeling they would be here soon. And there would be many.
So.
Mm-hmm. What a riveting conversation. This voice actor is the same one as XYX from Plumie Panic. I was very happy to see him. He had done some work for this one. Though I did not go looking for him, I was looking for indie games that had been voice acted. Because those are nice, usually. This one is nice. Anyway, let's get back into it.
Are we not going to talk about the elephant in the room?
Mori looked around as if he would see an elephant in the room if he looked hard enough.
How do you mean?
I wanted to say the universe is ending and I'm not even sure immortal people will survive this. He blinked at me. I blinked at him.
Well, you've been hearing the reports coming back.
Occasionally.
And you sometimes listen to the news when the radio's on?
I have. This is totally true.
He nodded slowly as he said this, a bleached skull bobbing up and down beneath the hood.
And what has the news been saying?
That it's Discworld's 50th anniversary.
Yes, the most important
Avoid.
detail.
Stop playing around. The entire world, the entire universe, everything we know and love is about to be wiped out of existence.
Is it though?
How can you be alright with this?
Robin.
Oh, you're sad.
And it's not just everyone else, or even me. What about you? If existence is wiped out, what happens to you? Are you just going to...
Question. What are you going to do, Mori? Mori reminds me of Mori from Stray Dogs. Bungo Stray Dogs. There we go. That's an additional word that's supposed to be there. And I'm just thinking of a very bad guy. Mori is not a good guy.
What are we going to do?
Mori shrugged.
There doesn't seem to be much we can do. The humans seem to have tried what they could, and... well, here we are.
Here we are. Have they, though? I thought...
Can't you do something?
It's
No.
just death.
It's out of my hands.
Yes, I imagine it would. Why is his voice so familiar? Like, I feel like I've heard it before I heard his voice in Blooming Panic. It's annoying me at this
You're
point.
death. You're immortal. You're as old as life itself. So, how bad do you think things are?
All right, look. I'm not saying things are hopeless, but let's just say the cafe at the end of the universe has switched to its dessert menu. But we still have a job to do, and I would very much like to continue doing that with you, if you'd like.
Yeah, we've got nothing else to
So
do
we
here.
just carry on like usual?
Yep.
Yep. Well, maybe not entirely. Today we have a heavier workload.
The implication of that sentence just hung in the air for a moment.
Okay then, off to work. Serve the patrons. See you at the end.
Yeah.
Remember, pay close attention to what the patrons tell you about their memory. Really keep it in mind.
Yeah.
You'll
I
need to
failed
remember
this
it
the
to
first
decide what
time.
meal to serve
Well, not
them.
failed, but I didn't do good enough of a job. Shush. You don't need to know that.
Mori, I know all this. I've literally been doing this since the 50s.
That's a long time. You've been telling me next I need to turn the pages to read the recipe cards next.
All right, all right. Just wanted to give you a quick refresher. We may not get to do this again.
Let's do this again. Let the universe not end tonight. I wanted to say something else, but he had already vanished. I looked around the cafe, taking in the patrons. Let's go say hello to the witch. I turned to the witch, beckoning her over to the counter. As she walked closer, I saw that her witch uniform had a star-themed look to it. Her blue dress and hat were dusted with stars that appeared in flecks of gold. I didn't know everything about the nuances of witches, but I had learned a bit here and there from my brief encounters at a cafe. A witch's uniform was important to what the school of magic they had trained
Hello
under.
there. Welcome to Cafe Mori.
I tried not to sound like I had used that sentence 1,000 times, wearing it down with each
Do you know
use.
why you're here?
She looked around. Before I beckoned her over, she had been spending her time looking through the north and east glass walls of the cafe, drinking in the dramatic sky.
Did I astral project?
No.
No. I was just getting groceries, crossing the street, and here I am.
Somebody drove you over. I mentally wondered if she had been hit by a car. And I wondered who was driving it. An idiot, probably.
I don't really know how to put this, but you're dead.
What? Did it happen already?
The end of the universe? No, not yet. The void's still out there.
I just thought there was an eye of hell outside.
But it'll happen eventually. In the meantime, welcome to the cafe. Do you know what we do here?
Her expression became more solemn. She was beginning to process what had happened to her.
I do.
You do? Well done. There was not much I had expected. I knew by now that witches were well educated in the
What is your
supernatural.
most precious memory?
I wish I had more time to pick this. What memory would you choose?
I would probably choose an embrace of a friend. Or time that I spent with her. Probably the time I had been happiest in my life.
Well, don't ask me. I'm just a
Carefree.
mixologist.
Happy. It's been a while. She contemplated for a few minutes, searching through her palace of thoughts. She was taking a while, so I decided to do my bartender thing.
So, what did you do back on Earth? What earthly delights did you partake in?
She seemed to light up at the question.
Oh, I'm a divination expert. I do tarot card readings for people. I studied different spreads, and when I graduated from the academy, I was given a handmade deck of cards to use.
I survived work. I have a week off, thankfully. But then I'm back in... I don't know if I'm alive. No, I know I'm alive. I don't know if I survived, though.
I also used the stars to write horoscopes for a witch newsletter. Or at least I did, until the internet died.
My confusion was possibly visible on my usually stone-like face, because she added, I was more confused about the fact that the internet died. You know.
It was an online newsletter.
I was picturing a newsletter that was old enough to iron on.
Oh well. That's your issue, I suppose.
We like to combine the old with the new. The first witches were people who thought outside of the box, remember?
No, for fuck's sake, I'm yawning all the way, sorry.
Right.
I'm very
Gets me
sleepy,
thinking.
that was why
How
I
much do you believe in the
was talking
accuracy of
about
tarot
work.
cards?
I'm tired because of work. I had to do a new thing that I'd never done before. A lot of new things, a lot of things to remember, and I had a person teaching me the job. Was not very good at teaching. She did most of the things herself without explaining what she was doing to me. While I did something that was very easy. She didn't explain why she told me what to do. Not why and like how you would usually do it, or like where I could see the amounts that were going to each place. She just told me what to do, and now the next time I'm gonna do that job, I'm gonna be very confused because I don't know how to do it, because she just told me to do something, not how I could figure it out on my own. Anyway, she paused, looking a bit surprised, and
I
smiled.
think the cards give people the answers they need. If you're willing to look at the cards for an answer, you will find one. I also just really enjoy looking at the stars. Oh, that reminds me. I know what memory to choose.
There we go.
My most precious memory is this. When I was a child, I almost
That doesn't seem like a
died
good
in
memory.
skiing accident. There was a tall wooden fence that blocked off the edge of a cliff.
Can
near
you
the sea.
sense the fact
But
that
I
I've
was so
heard
short
this
at the time
before?
that I just sailed under it.
Not really focusing.
Before I reached the edge of the cliff, I leaned off of my skis to fall over sideways.
I have to agree, that is a good thing to do. I don't know if I could have figured that one out.
My father was there when it
In
happened.
adrenaline-filled
I
brain.
think he blamed himself. He took me home and wrapped me up in a blanket and made a hot water bottle for me to sit next to. We spent the rest of the day watching cartoons on the sofa. It was such a long time ago, but I just have this vivid memory of that blanket and hot water bottle.
That's very nice. My cat's missing.
I think if that didn't happen to me, I wouldn't have decided to follow my dreams
I'm
of
a-
studying magic.
I blurt things out, I know. She's not exactly missing, I know exactly where she is, but I can't get her inside because she's gone all feral on me. And I know if I start dragging her or trying to drag her inside, she's going to hide even better. So I have like a single chance to get her inside. And I can't squander it by half-assing it. I know that. It's like she has to come inside by herself, basically. That would be the easiest course of action. However, I have no idea if that will be ever possible until it's like very, very, very cold. God. Anyway. I paused. I wondered what I would have done if I hadn't died. Well, died so soon. If I had been given more time, what would I have done with it? I decided not to think about it. So I need to pick a recipe that evokes that memory, I thought.
Right, coming right up.
This time, we've got a lot of things here on the screen. Let's explore them a bit. There's an egg. It was laid by Mori's pet hen. Her name is Penny. She's copper-colored. She likes to be petted. Of course she does. Coffee beans. A bag of Arabica. I don't know. Coffee beans. I'm pretty sure it's the most common type of coffee bean. You would not believe how many squirrels I had to fight to get these strawberries from the garden to the kitchen. From the garden. I wonder how many lemons it would take to power the cafe radio. What? Wine. A 1920 red wine. Good year for wines. Not so good year for drinking wines, considering the prohibition. Prohibition. I don't know. Anyway, it puts the bread in bread and butter pudding. Okay, bread and butter pudding. A jam's jar of stars. Ugh. It's a jar of stars. Try saying that 3 times fast. I can't say it even a single time fast. Single time? I can't even say it once. There we go. Beautiful. And there's milk. Hand-squeezed dolphin milk. It was very hard to get. I would imagine so. Potion, don't worry. It's blueberry extract. Vanilla extract? Oh, that is basically a potion. You want to know a secret? Vanilla extract makes everything better. Have a mug of warm milk, add some vanilla extract. Hot chocolate, vanilla extract. The world-sainting vanilla extract, damn it. Mushroom. It looks like a morel, but it's actually a mushroom that can only be found growing where rats. All where rats, not in. Tastes like wood. If wood was a meat. Oh. Meat? What is this thing then? Explain me this. Is it just a decoration? Fine. Then we have a trifle. The first time you met the most important person in your life. You didn't know it at the time, but you do know now, looking back. Matcha cappuccino, the feeling of a realization. Eureka moment. You matter. You made a difference for the better. Meringue pie. That is not how you pronounce that. god. Anyway, a new discovery. You are learning. You have been given a gift. You almost have a sense that even this will lead to discovering even more things. Crepes. The feeling of relief, shaking and fear has long subsided. You are safe. Things will be alright. Might be that macaroons, the feeling of remembrance, a sense of closeness to kin, something being passed down. This is nice. Sure, strawberry shortcake, warm and fuzzy feelings. Stay for a while, soak in this moment, still dazed from sleep. Tarts, blue skies and the end of an era. You want this moment to last, but it too shall pass. The summer is ending, but it will return. Stop, it's just started. It's just started. The feeling of relief. An egg? Starry jam, milk, and a strawberry. And then blend.
Here you go.
Here you go. I slid the meal towards her.
Thank you.
She started to eat. I turned away to polish a glass with a flannel. Not because I needed to, but because it gave me something to do. It was a trick of the trade I'd learned over the years. I eventually heard the slide hub played back, devoid of its contents.
Those crepes were fantastic.
Oh, thank fuck I got it right this time.
I'm glad.
First time I did the macarons because it was a feeling of familiarity and like of people caring, safety. She looked around the cafe again, this time at the shelves behind me.
Wow. After reading about you guys in the academy, I actually got to meet a Grim Reaper.
I wasn't going to reload, okay? I was going to take the loss as a loss, but then I realized I wasn't recording and I was like, well, fine. I still want to upload about this game because it's so cute. It's great, okay?
Out of curiosity, what do books say about Grim Reapers
They're the
in academia?
bartenders of the universe. She smiled like someone who knew a good secret.
I remember one essayist describing you as the bartenders of the galaxy.
That's funny.
Poetic, almost.
Does that mean I get a tip?
Tip?
Do you want a tip?
I don't know. Perhaps.
Not much point.
I shrugged.
I'd only have a few hours to spend it.
True. Hopefully, I can see more of the stars as I leave. You know, before they're all gone.
You're very morbid. I have no idea if that's a conversation topic I talked about in another video I made today or if I talked about it in this one. Oh well. If I didn't, you don't get to hear it at all. Let's go with the scientist. I gestured towards the scientist sitting in the corner of the cafe. Over here. He walked over.
Hey.
Hey! He had howdy style lab coat with a mandarin collar, like the kind you saw all the time in the films and never in real life. Well, there's something you don't see every day.
So, the outfit. Are you a mad scientist?
No, a sane scientist. How did you know I was a scientist and not a medical doctor?
The goggles were a dead giveaway.
Fair enough. Reaching up, he adjusted the headgear consciously.
How did I get here? I guess I was accidentally summoned by a witch? I was doing an experiment. Hopefully it turned
It
out
didn't
all
go
right.
right.
How do I get back?
Welcome to Cafe Mori, the cafe at the end of the universe. The last stop before your soul gets recycled.
Okay, so we are believing in rebirth, reincarnation. Not the classiest way I've put it, but still not the crassest. When you've been doing this job as long as I have, you sometimes feel the urge to reword things, to shake things up. There's a long pause, and I could practically see the ones and zeros in his head clicking in
Wait.
place.
What?
I'll give you the quick version, since we're getting short on time. You've died and woken up here. I need you to tell me what your most precious memory is, so that I can make a last meal for you before you disappear and get reborn into someone else.
Right.
Right. He thought for a moment.
What happens if I can't pick a memory?
Then you get my job.
So you couldn't pick a memory, huh?
And how much time do I have?
Till the end of the universe, which should be in, a few hours.
So
Well,
long.
What's the point of being reincarnated then?
Beats me, but we're stuck with it, I suppose.
Yep. Just stuck.
Do you ever just think about how we never agreed to the system?
Nah.
I wouldn't exactly call the chaos of the universe a system.
Go on.
Go on.
Look, I did a ton of research on the void, and do you know what I found? A bunch of solutions that were actionable if you were the one in charge.
Me?
Guess. There isn't exactly an emperor of scientists.
Yep.
That's right. And it seems like the people in charge aren't exactly putting the future of the universe at the forefront of their priorities.
Sounds valid.
Pretending it
And
wasn't happening.
that sounds very much something that would happen in our world.
Wouldn't people just stick their head out of a window, look at the sky, and then no?
That's not how it works. Just easier to ignore it. It'll go away.
Trust me. Every scientist does this at some point. There's no cure for stupidity. I'm over here trying to learn about antimatter. And there's people still asking me to prove that ducks exist.
What?
Ducks?
What?
It's a thing.
What? He waved his arm around vaguely. I decided not to ask him to elaborate.
It's almost funny. Imagine all those people who pretended that the void didn't exist, right now going, "Nope, I don't see any debris flying around. What are you talking about?"
I briefly smiled, which is my equivalent of bursts of laughter.
When did you become a scientist?
I think it was when I was using my first science kit. You know those crystal growing kits? It was a gift from one of my uncles. You had to follow step-by-step instructions with different powders. I made a coloured salt crystal with it. Purple. I made it into a necklace. I wonder where it went. You know what? I want that to be my first memory. When I fly into the sun, that's the memory I want to cling to.
Flying into the sun, metaphorically speaking. I thought dying and either being reborn or erased into oblivion, literally speaking.
Coming right up.
Okay, the first time you met, it's not that one. I can't reach the table now. I'm hugging a pillow because I am a lonely bastard. A moment of the eureka moment. You matter. You made a difference for the better. It could be that, or it could be a new discovery you're learning, you'll be given a gift. So sense that this will lead to discovering even more things. More likely to be that one, to be honest. Not relief. What was that? Macaroons? Not that one. No. End of an era. No. This one. So, egg, bread, lemon, and a mushroom. Blend.
How do you make a meringue pie? By putting bread into a blender.
That is an amazing question. And something I also question. How do you make all of these things? By putting it into a blender. I have made meringues. You don't do them by putting things into a blender, okay?
It's a magic blender.
Ugh, bread.
That's not very scientific.
No, fair enough.
Cafe Mori. Clark's third law is in full effect here.
What's that?
Hey, you really know your sci-fi.
I do? A bush to play to him.
That was great.
Thank you. I watched as an invisible burden seemed to leave the scientist.
You know, I feel better after that. I was so mad at not being listened to. But I'm still glad I became a scientist. I do love my job.
I'm glad.
What do you think will happen after the universe is destroyed?
I have no idea.
You?
You?
I think it'll either be replaced with a totally new civilization,
I hope so.
or a civilization where history will repeat itself.
That isn't as nice.
Which do you think is worse? The complete loss of the old world, or repeating its mistakes?
Repeating its mistakes.
I guess. We'll see soon.
Absolutely.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this episode here. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. I liked it. It's a good game. Anyway, I wish you a happy day. And you know what to do. Bye!